Sounds like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They hand it off to Mostert. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Burrow going for it on 4th. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They go play action with Wilson. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal.
And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. The return is Duvernay. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Now Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you could possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Steps away to his left. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Mostert. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Raheem Mostert. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bucs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From his end zone, it's Corey Ballantyne. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play there on the screen pass.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Room here to run.
It don't even matter, baby.
Touchdown, New Orleans. J.K. Dobbins, 52 yards. And the Saints on just 2 plays have taken the lead. They'll try and throw for it. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Got McKissick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Throwing, Burrow. That's taken in by Duvernay. Touchdown! Devin Duvernay with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Wilson to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. 4 yards remain for second down. Now Wilson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line. Give him 25 yards on the play there, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. On third down, here's Dobbins. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. This to almost certainly win the football game. And McManus able to put it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Levante David. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. because it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on